me know when it's running, right?
Oh, it says we're going, but it ain't popped up on this yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I always have to close that out and refresh it a couple times till it says live. That's what I have to do.
Oh, yep. We're up. Let me turn this up, see if you can hear us. Aye, whoop, whoop. Turn it back down. Welcome back to LHRPG. Take two, because there's always a fucking take two with these fucking things.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't turn your Wi-Fi on until we're done.
I'm not.
So I'm gonna send the link out this time while Sister informs you of what we'll be covering today.
So today we did our first ever TTRPG reboot. Yay! Anyone who watched the last time we did this, we played Misfits and Magic again. The only one of the original group that played was me, and I played a different character. Them's the rules for reboots. Is it has to be a player who can be trusted not to metagame. You have to make sure you play a different character. You have to make sure you try to forget as much as possible.
It has to have been long enough since you played that you have forgotten most of it.
Yeah, like we couldn't get back again next game day and play Misfits again.
Yeah, no way.
So last time I played Keg, and this time I got to play the role Nexus played last time. I played Evan.
By the way, y'all, shout out to Nexus. Send your fucking thoughts, your positive vibes. Bro just had surgery. He's in a lot of pain during his recovery. He could really use the vibes. So, shout out to my boy Nexus.
You can turn that just a little bit because every time I lean up to get a drink, I'm getting cut off.
Oh, that way.
There we go.
Okay. I am now sending out the link to my messenger connection.
So I played Evan. Tink
Evan
Kelm.
Yeah, break down the whole cast while I do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I played Evan Kelm.
And who is Evan Kelm? Give us a little backstory of each as we go through.
He is
not too much, but give him an idea of who the character is.
Let me put it this way: his "What do people know about you?" literally just said, "I'm a sad, pathetic loser." He's homeless. He has no family. He has no friends, and he hasn't been to school since he was 10?
Or
12.
12.
12. And he's 16. Physically, picture for our longtime viewers, picture Greenie's body. Ooh.
JPC! Whoop whoop! Shout out, homie. Our number one fucking Hellraiser in this bitch. I'm glad, dude. I'm so happy you were awake. I was worried. Past couple episodes, we're like, oh, we missed JPC. Homie is in the motherfucking chat tonight. Whoop whoop.
So picture body of Greenie with JPC. I was getting up 2 minutes after your text.
Dude, we fucking love you, homie. Thank you for being here, for real. I didn't expect with as late as it is. We had a lot of sidebars, so it went a lot longer than planned. But as late as it is, I didn't expect anyone to actually be in the chat tonight. So,
me either.
Dude, you are always a fucking real one. By the way, after you get done getting through the cast, before we get into the story of what happened, 2 things to say. I have an announcement that I will make after you finish going through the cast. Second thing is, fuck, hang on. I did it again. I was focusing on the first thing and I forgot what the other one was.
My questions?
Well, that too. Oh, fuck. I did it again, bro. Only this time I didn't have money. I had punch and sweet tea. Like 300 milligrams worth.
I asked him at one point on a scale of 1 to high how 10 are you, and he went, purple potatoes. Like every other roll tonight, he was so
I'll
high.
remember it. I'll remember it in a minute.
Like way too
What's
often
that?
tonight.
Fuck yeah, bro. We're always glad to have you. Shout out to JPC.
Yeah, multiple times tonight he was so high. He's like, "What did I make you roll for?"
Yeah, that was another thing that was causing delays. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little too high this time.
Yeah.
Normally I'm just smoking. So I think I'm gonna set a rule on dosing when I have edibles during a game. No more than 200 milligrams at a time.
Yeah, no, you were giggly.
I'm,
It was funny,
I
but
am still
okay.
giggly.
So you still ran that shit. You did the damn thing.
All right, I have sent the link out. I'm bringing the window back up.
All right. So
Get it
physically
to the
speaking,
live.
picture him
Okay.
as Greenie's body, Severus Snape hair, and we said Keanu Reeves' face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, and now you can interact with the chat there
bet.
and keep an eye on our signal.
And then Tink Blake K, short for Karen Tanaka. She is Chinese American. Americanese, they called her.
Yeah.
She's very goth, emo actually. But she wasn't really.
Oh, I remember. I'm gonna go ahead and cut in before I forget again.
Yes.
The other thing is, if you watched our last video on Misfits and Magic, you probably don't really need to see this, but if you're interested in how it played out differently than our last game with the new characters, stick around because it gets good.
Yeah, because quite a few things did.
But the main
shift
plot is
drastically.
the same.
Quite a few things shifted drastically.
Yeah. The main plot is the same, and the player characters are the same, with the exception of Roach, who was not a player this time. But other than that,
Which one was Roach?
Greenie.
That's right. He was the stoner.
The quote unquote drug dealer.
Strife left his big ass cup.
You'll take it back to him.
Let me see it. I'm gonna use it to prop this up.
Strife, you left your big ass cup.
All right.
Ryan George has one of those. He calls it his suspiciously large water bottle.
Accurate. She's emo, at least she looks it. And her thing is she argues on Reddit forums about Harry Potter.
I was gonna try to rip off of Humble and wait for the 17-minute mark to like this, but I can't do it. It's staring at me and it's calling my name in a sweet siren song voice.
What mark are we at?
Like 8 minutes.
Hey, you can do it. I have faith.
Can't do it. The yum yum is calling me.
Then light a cigarette.
By the way, I don't know if you caught the last one, JBC. This is what my wife got me for my birthday. Oh. Apparently,
we have
the place she got it had like most of the Joker's cards, but she got this one because the first gathering we went to together was the year Yum Yum dropped.
We have one other viewer watching right now.
You want to do it? You want to do the Brennan shout out?
To.
Do the Brennan shout out.
Get in the fucking comments. Let us know who you are. Thank you.
If you get in the comments, you'll get a shout out. And if you get in, if you subscribe,
2 more.
And if you subscribe, you might be interested in my announcement once she gets through this cast of characters.
I find it great that I got to play Brennan's character and do Brennan's quote.
Okay, continue.
Then we had.
Oh yeah, I've also got one that is Bizarre. I have one that is Chapter 17, and then I have one that is. It's not technically Humble's logo, but I call it my Humble lighter. Here, show it pretty. But the other ones are put up. Oh, and I have a Call of Cthulhu one.
Yep. Humble, if you're watching.
Fucking
Reppin'.
mad props to you, bro. We fucking love you.
Also,
Thank you for everything.
JPC, if you missed the last live, go back and watch it. We got a special treat on there for you, courtesy of Humble.
Yeah, Humble made a handout for our last game.
And it's dope. You're going to love it. Anyway.
I didn't even expect, I asked him if he would be able to do it, and
he did the damn thing.
I was expecting at most like a Facebook Messenger recording. No, this man went all out, fucking added sound effects and editing, didn't even charge me a fucking dime, and was excited.
He said, I will watch that.
And was excited to do it. Yeah, I played the recording on our last episode, and I believe Humble started his last not this last has, but the one before it, by playing the recording.
Oh wait, it wasn't our last one. It was the one before that.
No, it was part 2 of Never Stop.
Was it part? I thought it was part 1.
Nope. It was part 2.
You're right, because that was the one where Nexus's buddy got left behind, and he was mad.
So he plays it on an episode of Habs, and we play it on our last episode of LHRPG Game Diaries. So,
what was the
there's 2 shows you can check that recording.
It's part 2 of our Never Stop Blowing Up.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I'm sorry. I don't like letting messages go by because I like to
unanswered. Yeah, we want to interact with the chat for sure. So then we had Strife playing Samantha Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Goes by Sam. She was a YouTube gamer streamer,
like a Let's Play.
Who was like
streamer.
Getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Mainly by pervs.
Yeah, to the point that she had a plaque, one of the diamond plaque.
Fun fact: one of her biggest pervs was another player character.
Essentially a thick black girl with pink colored into her hair. And she was essentially, he described her as the girl next door. So she was a very nice girl until she got pushed. You pushed her buttons. And then every now and then, if you pushed her buttons the right way, she'd respond.
And so, and even at first, when you would start pushing them, she would try to handle it diplomatically.
Yeah. Like, I think
you had to push pretty far to get a legit kind of reaction.
The biggest reaction we had from her as far as that goes was in class when she misunderstood what that Slytherin wannabe kid said.
Yeah.
Because he had called me something and she misunderstood it as him talking to the group and making a racial comment.
Oh, wait till we get to the misunderstanding about the shoes.
Oh, God. So, and then Mella was back. Mella played Whitney Jammer, who is a dude, so he goes by Whit.
And he didn't tell anyone until the very end what it was short for.
And Kay was sitting here like, Whitlock? Whitaker? Like trying to figure it out, and then
Sam,
gave up
a couple
in 5
times
minutes.
under her breath was like, it's obviously
Midwit. So a Whit was a basketball guy. He's captain of his high school basketball team.
He's point guard in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where was everybody from? I didn't mention that.
Did you? Who all have you touched on?
From. Everyone but Whit. What was the last one that?
Okay, so you're from Millersburg, Iowa.
Iowa. That's okay.
Kay is from Seattle, Washington.
And then
yes.
Sam is from
Portland, Oregon. And then
Whit's from Chicago,
Illinois.
So we all have these owls show up.
All right, hang on. Is that the whole cast basics?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We have an announcement. 1 second.
Drum roll?
No, not yet. It'll be too long. Okay. Drum roll.
I should have went a little longer for his copy.
Now, once this video has been up for a full 24 hours, I will be going through. We're gonna start tonight with engagement in the live chat. Then we're going to go through after 24 hours and also include any new subscribers or comments or likes or anything like that. And all those people will be put into a pool
Like a drawing.
for a giveaway. Now, can't free.
And even if you can't use it, you can hang it up as memorabilia decoration.
We will be giving away this official LHRPG phone case. So if you want your name entered for a chance to win this, get in the fucking comments, leave a like, leave a fucking, get subscribed, leave a comment after it's over. Get your name in the ether.
Tell you what, I got the perfect comment for him to drop for the drawing. You ready for this? Get in the comments, put whoop whoop with the rock star hand emoji for the goat horns.
We haven't got there yet, but
the title is literally you mess with the goats, you get the horns.
Goat
so
house.
Get in the comments, put whoop whoop with the rock star emoji for the goat
So
horns.
automatically, just based on engagement, JPC is in the drawing.
Oh yeah. Speaking of JPC, share this link out to your friends, to your social media, what have you. Send your peeps our way. Maybe they'll like it.
So now we can start opening scene descriptions.
All right, so let's go in order. So we'll start with Sam. How did Sam's open?
She was streaming.
Mm-hmm.
What was she playing? Final Fantasy.
Yep.
I don't know which one. There's like 37 of them.
37.
37.
We had so many Easter eggs tonight from so much
many
different
pop culture references that no one understood.
Especially Harry Potter.
Oh my god, it was great. Every almost 50% of the jokes just revolved around them making a pop culture reference and an NPC going, "What?"
Or an NPC going, "I heard so and so say that."
Okay, so here, take us away.
So
what happens while she's
doing her thing, and she hears a little, and looks over to see an owl pecking at her window to get her attention with an envelope in its beak. And what did the envelope say?
Hey, we got a like. Hey, whoever liked it, if you're still watching, put in the chat who you are so I can make sure you're in the drawing. It was probably JPC, but if not, let me know.
Even if it's JPC, let us know.
JPC is automatically in the drawing. Matter of fact, I might put him in twice because he's
but
consistent
if
engagement
he's
here.
The one that did it, we want to know. That way we're not expecting it to be someone else. That way it's
one for the chat and one for the like.
Yeah. So what did that envelope say, Metro?
Oh no, I don't want to read the whole thing.
The envelope.
It said Evan Count. No, fuck, that's yours. God
He's
damn it.
high.
I am. It said Samantha Butler.
There you go. So Sam goes.
My bad, y'all.
Sam tells her live stream, give me a minute. Something going on. I think he did say he muted the mic, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He mutes the mic. He walks over.
You're being a transphobe again.
She mutes the mic. She walks over. You say not even drunk people are showing up?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's cold. That's funny. I just want to point out because it may cause confusion. We got stumbled a few times. Tink was the only person playing a character whose gender matched their real life one.
So Tink was playing a girl.
Everyone else, it was either a guy playing a girl or a girl playing a guy. So sometimes it gets confusing when we're using pronouns.
Yeah, so me and Mela, our characters were both he because we both played the two guys. Strife, the only dude in our group, played the other girl, so his character's pronouns will be she. We misgendered so much.
We did.
So
actually, this time I don't think I was the worst. I think you beat me on it this time.
Tink beat us both on this one.
Oh, true.
Uh,
Tink did it so much that the NPC started commenting on it. Because I have a table rule in my games, a house rule that states, be careful what you say, it just might happen. And she did it so many times, I was like, oh, no, that's in character.
like at one point, we were talking to one
But
of
she
the
didn't
other
get mad.
students.
She laughed with it. She had fun. So that
One
was
of the other
cool.
students was like, "Is he not a boy?" So she walks over to the window. She opens it up, and this bird hands her the envelope. And she opens up the envelope, and as she's reading it, the bird's mouth opens up,
Mm-hmm.
and this older British lady's voice comes out like a fucking intercom, reading the same words that are
It's
on the
like
letter.
I think of it like that scene in Lilo and Stitch when Lilo's playing Elvis records
She puts
through
her
Stitch's
Stitch's
mouth.
claw on the record, opens his mouth up.
It's like that.
Yeah. So essentially, I'm not going to sit here and dig out
But
one of them and read it.
It's Miss Not Dumbledore's voice.
Yeah. I'm not going to dig out one and read it, but essentially what it said was, dear so and so, it's like a Hogwarts letter. You have been accepted into Galpenny Academy for the Arcane Arts, whatever. You're to be here by this time. If your parents know about it, they must sign a waiver. You need a teleportation pellet, and that is an important fact for here in a minute.
Oh, did I ever tell you what Evan did when Brennan played him with the pellet?
What?
He goes, all right, I signed my name, I put the paper back in the envelope, and I swallowed the L pellet. And everyone just was like...
So it crushed inside him?
Because she gets to the part where they crush it, and he goes, oh, it's meant to be crushed. Well, it technically will be certainly crushed in a manner of speaking. And Aabria goes, that is how peristalsis work, but I don't like that we're doing it this way.
What would have been better is this should have just been like, okay, so here's what happens. You belch really hard and the gas bubbles just smush it.
I no part of me thought you would do that, but I had a plan in case you did, and I was gonna have it happen the next time you went to take a shit. It was gonna be crushed on the way out.
It's great. So it's bear in mind, Strife went first, obviously, so he read the letter aloud, so we wouldn't all have to do.
He did
so.
a great job. The only time he really stumbled was on Boudica's name, and I knew that was coming because it's a strange name. It's not something we hear often, and of how it's spelled.
Yeah. So he was just like.
But other than that, he did great on that read.
But I want
shout
to
out
stress,
to all the players from tonight. You guys made this happen. Thank you.
I want to stress and made a mention that if your parent or guardian knew that you got this, they had to sign a waiver and I think do a memory spell.
No, they would be subject to a memory wipe spell depending.
Yeah, and you would receive a teleportation pellet to get to the school.
To get to a neighborhood adjacent from the train to the school.
Well, yeah, but to get
so it's a full 24-hour train ride from the town.
It was to start the journey. Like you had to have the pellet.
Yeah,
that is important.
Are you saying that because of how the jock reacted to the pellet? Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, real quick before because I've forgotten to do it before we started. I want to give a very big shout out and a huge thanks to Aabria Iyengar for writing this fucking adventure. We had a lot of fun with it, and special thanks to everybody at Dimension 20 for getting this out in the ether so we could steal it. Continue.
So, his mom comes in. They have some banter back and forth. Her mom comes in. They have some banter back and forth.
Oops, she did it again.
Oops, I did it again.
She butchered that song. I don't even like it.
Anyways, let's get back on track. So, that was said so many times tonight. I'm sorry. Last night.
That's probably the only thing I didn't like about today was all the sidebars.
Yesterday.
We didn't have nearly the same kind of problems we had in Never Stop this time, but we had a fuck ton of sidebars, and I will fully admit that I am responsible for at least that I can remember 2 of them.
I was responsible for a few myself.
And if you count me forgetting a lot of this shit, probably a lot more. I'm not gonna lie.
I was responsible for quite a few too, and I take full responsibility for my part in that. Again, I would really like to minimize that next game day. Hashtag we'll get there. How are you going to dump your ashtray into mine and not dump mine when you go over where the butt can is?
Because fuck you, that's why. Continue the.
I have been so good to you all night and all day.
Hey, I'm giving you coffee. And I gave you fruit punch.
I'll dump it in a minute. I can't stand a full ashtray. So, anyways.
So just temporarily swap it up. Dump it in that purple one in front of you by Tink's Dice Tray.
I will in a minute. I can't lean forward like that right now because I have to pee, and I'm trying to get through this until you get back so I can go pee.
Oh, fuck.
So her and her mom have some banter back and forth. She has her mom sign the thing, convinces her to let her go. And then we fade out and go to Tink.
Yes, to Seattle.
To Seattle, to Kay, who is on her computer on a subreddit forum arguing with a dude about Harry Potter because he's trying to argue that Voldemort was a misunderstood character who didn't want to be evil.
He was trying to paint him in a sympathetic light.
Yeah.
And like
he's
Thanos or something.
She's spitting facts on him, telling him how stupid he is. And she doesn't hear a little tap tap. She hears a big BAM! Because her mom recently cleaned her windows. So this bird, it was like the old Windex commercials. This owl flew I caught the reference. The owl flew right into the fucking window and had to shake it off before setting down on the windowsill and tapping.
You want another hashtag? We'll get there moment?
What?
I was super fucking happy with how quickly you guys caught the inspiration for the dude at the dream thing, the memory thing.
Yeah. Mella was the first one to catch on.
I was like,
and I was so
shit.
proud of her and disappointed in myself because that's one of my favorite Harry Potter characters.
No, he didn't look anything like him, but I based a lot of his speech and mannerisms on it. But again, we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's way at the end.
So
what sucks is I can't close this fucking door.
I know.
So I'm really gonna have to find a way to like.
When did the hinge bust?
I guess today.
Oh, so it wasn't like that yesterday. Shit. Did someone maybe try to kick it in while you were asleep?
No, because the hinge itself ain't broke. The wood's fucked.
Mm.
And it's not like split or nothing like it would be if you were trying to kick it. It's just the holes were wore out because we've had to move replace hinges before, and over time it loosens and the door starts fucking up, so you got to tighten them and it wears the holes out. So we got to find some anchors to put in those holes to fill the space to put fresh screws in.
Take my fucking breath away.
And she was going to do that earlier, but we were still gaming and it's loud. She didn't want to disturb us. Vixen is a real one, y'all. Shout out to my wifey.
She was entertained when she came in here earlier.
This woman busted her ass helping me get this game room ready and made sure that I got at least a few hours of sleep before everyone showed up. And she stayed up to finish working on this room. She's a fucking real one.
So same spiel, Al, letter.
And she also provided us with snacks for tonight.
Yep. So same spiel, Al, letter. As she reads it, it speaks,
Pukes up a pellet.
This bitch has been waiting for her Hogwarts letter since the first time she read the books because she does not question it one fucking bit.
She's like, it came.
She's like, it's time. I have prepared for this.
It's late, but it's here.
I'm going to let you tell them what happened when her parents walked in as I go pee.
Oh, fuck. You know how long ago that was? And how little
I'll give you a
sleep I've
hint.
had?
Panic and reading the letter.
Well, yeah, I just don't remember all the wording and shit. Hurry up.
I'm trying.
Hurry the fuck up.
Mike?
Hurry the fuck up. Hey, y'all. So, I can't get too into detail on dialogue because I don't remember a lot of it because I'm high and I'm tired and it's like going on 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. At least it is here in central fucking United States. So the mom comes in, she sees the bird, freaks the fuck out, and then Kay hands her the letter, and when they start to read it, the bird starts to do the fucking speaky thing, and that fucking freaks her mom out even more. But eventually, she convinces her parents to let her go, and they have like a really emotional fucking hug and cry before she starts to get her shit ready because she's, leaving the country and shit. That's pretty much all the important shit for that you need to know for the story. Give me a second. How many people we got in here? I think 2. I know for sure JPC's in here. Who is the other person? Get in the comments. Get in the chat. Let us know who you are. Get in the chat and we'll put you in the fucking drawing for the giveaway of this nifty ass phone case that you may or may not be able to use. Because I don't remember what model it's for because I ordered it for a phone that I ended up giving to my wife because my youngest daughter broke hers. I don't remember what model it was now because I got this new shitty phone that I need to replace. Anyway, back to the motherfucking story. Hey, perfect timing.
All right, what'd you get to?
Nothing. I killed a lot of time.
How did you kill that much time?
Talking
Talking shit?
Talking really weirdly. I did wrap up Sam's opening. Or not Sam, more on Kay. I wrapped up Kay's opening. So after that was Wit, right?
Correct.
I'm going to let you jump into that.
So I'm going to preface this by stating Mela could not pass a notice stuff check to save her life until the end.
I think she passed 1 the whole game.
At the end. So Wit didn't notice shit.
In defense, Wit is a jock, and his stats reflect that he is not very smart.
Like, it worked out story-wise, but it was really sucky for Mela because she kept having to be told everything.
He's not very smart, and he's a bit of a bully when it comes to clowning on people. However, once he builds a bond with you, he is extremely loyal. Yeah. And he will defend you.
Fun fact, me and Nitro actually did that character sheet for Mela. So we put most...
You heard me?
What?
JPC says Dad always gets the shitty phone. This is some foreign shit I've never heard of called Fidogi. And like it literally sucks at everything. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and blast it too much because Vixen got it for me for Christmas and she spent a lot of fucking money on it. And I want to make her feel bad because it's not her fault that she got ripped off.
Yeah, but she could have just gotten you something cheap.
Right. I am super grateful for it, and it's really cool. And she specifically got a case that's the
and
channel
the thought
colors.
Behind it was there. She got it because your other one was messing up so much.
It's the channel colors, so I'm super grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. But that aside, having nothing to do with her or being her fault in any way, it is a shitty film that I do need to replace.
Isn't that right? She got it specifically because of all the problems you were having with your old one.
Yep.
And she just didn't expect to get ripped off and it to cause more problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so Wit is playing. He's doing basketball practice.
Yeah, he was practicing layups.
And because he failed the notice stuff check so badly, He was so
it had to be pointed out
he
to
was
him.
so zoned into practice.
I think she said he had earbuds in.
Yeah, he was so zoned in. Literally, his entire team noticed this before him when the owl showed up at the window of the gym. Like, to the point that he was like, yo, anybody see that also? The fuck? Y'all ain't even paying attention. What do you look at? Is that an owl? That is exactly how she... And I gotta give Mela props. Every time she had to do any RP, even if she was tired, she was instantly up. She was in it. She was on her feet, acting out what she was doing. She changed her articulation to match wit.
You know what's funny? Her and Lou, she failed the check. Lou passed the check, but somehow both of them got everyone in the fucking gym involved in that. Lou saw it before anyone else, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "Hey, yo, look at that big ass bird."
Meanwhile, she had to see everybody else see it.
Yeah. I thought that was a cool little dichotomy.
I was very proud of Mela's portrayal of wit. Even though sometimes she leaned into the stereotypes for comic relief, it was worth it because she played the role very well. You could tell she was very eager to be in the game and be in the role. And I am so proud of her for that, especially since this is only her second game and her first story-driven one. Her first game was a dungeon crawl, so she didn't get to experience that the first time, and you could tell she was ready for it.
I think, as a whole, everybody did a pretty good job today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy with how it turned out.
I will give Tink some shit, and I'll give it to her in person, too. She can watch it. She can hear it in person. We say the same shit.
Hang on. Simply because this is not a show about talking shit. Rant mode engaged. You have 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
We don't say anything on here. We don't say in person. So I'm going to say this.
I don't want to waste a lot of time on it.
No, I was making a statement to the viewers that I'm going to say this tomorrow. I'm trying. You won't let me.
Shut the fuck up and talk.
Oh, my God. Tink, I love you. You picked the emo character and did not act emo very much.
Very much. When did she act? No.
Like, at the very beginning, she tried to get into it.
Yeah, she tried. I say, kudos. I give her mad props for attempting something that is not in her normal boundaries, her normal wheelhouse, yeah. And her comfort level.
Oh, I can do just the chat.
We'll keep the video up so we can see when it starts glitching.
I just didn't know we could do that.
Yeah. So I give her mad props for stepping outside of her comfort zone. However,
it didn't last long.
I don't know. I think she would need more practice with those type of characters to actually get the...
Yeah, usually I play those characters and she plays like what Strife played.
But that's because Tink is like the nicest fucking person you'll ever meet in real life. Like, for niceness, you can't fucking fault her.
Dude, she was this decked out emo chick going, maybe we can help you. And it was adorable because she really wanted to try and she really did it at the very beginning, but you could tell she fell back into her comfort zone. Oh, that's great. But all in all, I think we all had a lot of fun playing these roles.
Interesting turnouts by the end, too.
Oh, yeah. I said this earlier, but I need to say it on live. For the first time ever, I did something Nexus didn't do, and I'm damn proud.
We'll get there.
Hashtag we'll get there.
So
Whit sees this bird finally, and he's like, the fuck, is that a goddamn owl? And it's got a letter with his name on it, you know.
Whitney Jammer.
And it flies down. And at first, he doesn't even... I love Mela so much. Her portrayals were so fucking all over the place. She goes, like, as a player, she knows she needs to go out there. But she's trying to also show her character's reluctance because it's weird. But instead of being like, because I don't know why I would need to go out there, I'm just going to continue to practice. She goes, hey, coach, I don't have to go out there, right? Because that's fucking weird. Do I need to go out? I don't want to go out there. That's a big-ass bird. And Coach goes, what?
Coach didn't see that. He was like one of the few people that didn't see
Yeah.
the bird. And I think the way Whit was talking, he's like, okay, this kid needs some fucking air.
So Coach
He's
ended
like,
up,
yeah, go outside.
he's like, give me a Gatorade.
Yeah. Threw him a $5.
Which I think Whit kept because he never got that
He
Gatorade.
never got that fucking Gatorade.
But so he goes out
A
there.
matter of fact, I think as he caught the money, Mellis said, fuck your Gatorade.
Flipped him off on the way out, and he
Yeah.
was like, watch it, Jammer. Mella calls back as Whit and goes, hey, watch it. I know you fucked that cheerleader on Fridays.
Hey. We've established the cast. You don't have to keep saying that the players are talking as the characters.
Shut up, man.
That's like on some Alex shit from Never Stop Blowing Up. Remember that clip I sent you that said Brennan has a tink? With the, this is Liv in Kingston's body. Yeah.
Anyways, so
That's what you just did.
shout out.
Shout out Alex Songja.
So, fucking Coach goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
He's like, fuck off, Trevor.
So Whit goes out
You
there.
even go to this school anymore? Get out.
Right. Whit goes out there and reads the letter, right? And it's when the fucking owl starts doing the voice thing. He's like, the fuck?
Let me die.
JPC, we may need you to come do CPR on Nitro.
No, let me die.
Die quieter then.
I'm trying. It's harder than you think.
Got a game to recap here. So, he's kind of like, what the fuck? Whenever the owl starts, he reads the letter. The owl coughs up the pellet. Again, we've established the pellets are important.
And this is where we first go off the rails, but it was fun.
First, Whit starts ranting about gonna have to wipe mom's memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was trying to do it without having to talk to his mom originally.
Then, fucking tries to get so grossed out by the owl hacking up the fucking pellet that he tried to kick it away, and the owl took its fucking leg and was just like, and he was like, ugh.
Impressive reflexes.
Yeah. And he kept trying to leave without the pellet. The owl kept insisting he take. And he's like, I don't want. He dabbed with the owl, and so like the owl keeps trying to give him the pellet. And he keeps no. And finally, I was like, you have to have it to go to the school. And Mella goes, ah. So Whit took the paper, took the fucking letter, and picked it up that way so he wouldn't have to touch it.
Now, granted, Lou also originally was like, you want me to pick that up? Hell no, dude. Hell no. But after like 10 seconds, he was picking it up. And no disrespect. Like I said, the scene itself was fucking hysterical. But she did it for like 10 minutes.
I think she missed the part about it being a pellet in the letter originally when it got read aloud.
Yeah, I know. I had to have the bird repeat the line.
Yeah, because at first she just thought it puked. And then after he had the bird repeat the line, she's like, wait. And the gears started to turn. And that's when I was like, honey, you have to have it to go. And she's like, fuck.
Jay goes, brother, could I please give her some metagame information? And I was like, one time. She goes, you're going to need that to go on to play the game. And she's like, oh, fuck.
We love you, Mella.
And then as reluctantly as she could, found a way to pick it up without physically touching it.
And then went to go home and then we switched to
You.
Evan, which I want to preface Evan's intro by telling you guys, I warned Nitro ahead of time when I said I wanted to play this character, and he said I could. Told him I planned on leaning heavily into Evan's pitifulness.
I also gave you a couple of warnings regarding
Yep.
Evan.
But I think I did a pretty good job at that.
Mhm.
And I think I did a pretty good job at once he finally became confident, showing his overconfidence because he'd never felt like that before.
Mhm.
I think I did a pretty good job at both of those. So then we get to Evan, who is walking down the side of the highway carrying a pillowcase that has an old 1990s no screen flip phone and a old worn out change of clothes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
And that's it. And where were you headed?
He was going to a dumpster a couple miles away to get bagels for breakfast.
From the previous night. They had donuts too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's when the owl shows up. Oh, only instead of just landing, it circles him like a fucking vulture. And here's where the group found out animals don't like Evan. And
there's something about Evan.
Yeah. So
like originally Sean was like, hell no, I don't want to play the sad kid. And then this is where he's like, oh wait, there's something to this kid.
I think after tonight he's probably thinking, man, I should have played the sad kid. Kind of like I did when Nexus played him.
Yeah, because you didn't want to be the sad kid originally either, because I purposely did not tell you guys the deeper shit about the characters.
Yeah.
I gave you like their names and their archetypes, and that was pretty much it.
Here's the worst part is every time he did or said something pitiful, Tink would be like, I don't get it, and I'd have it, you'll figure it out later. And this girl, when she first got to see her magic and stuff, she kept, but why is it? You'll learn later. Just give him a while.
Now, in her defense, a lot of that was in character, and it made sense for that character.
I'm talking about after she did her in character, when she was trying to ask you more than once, and I told her, and then you told her, and finally I looked at her, and I was like, "Hey, I had the same reaction. I promise you, you will find out later. He said there's a story reason," and she goes, "Okay."
And spoiler free, did it make sense?
Yes, it made sense the first time I found out.
Thank you.
Because he asked me that at the table. He's like, look, sister, you played Kay before. I was like, yes. He goes, the reveal you find out for why, when she finds out later, did it make sense? And I was like, yes, absolutely. He goes, see? She's like, okay. And she finally stopped asking.
Finally, when it happened, I was like, is that satisfying? And she goes, yeah, okay, I get it. But we'll get there.
Hashtag we'll get there. So this bird is circling like a vulture.
And this is like flat plane. You can see a mile in every direction.
And then it lands a little ways away from him.
By the way, I think we also forgot to mention, this is like the end of summer.
Yeah.
And you're in fucking Iowa.
So I think it dropped the letter and then backed up.
Yeah.
Because when it got too close, it started...
Its eyes started to change and shit, and it started like twitching out. Yeah. And shrieking.
I was so sad for it because I wanted a feathered friend so bad. Here's the thing about Evan. He loves animals. Animals don't love Evan. Yes. So, and I told Drew that was how it was going to be. So the whole time this bird is, suffering and backing away, Evan's like, I'm sorry. I get it. I understand. I'm so sorry, little feathered friend. Please be a friend.
I know I suck to be around.
So, my cigarette went out. So he's like, it's okay. I won't get close. And he uses his foot to drag the letter across the pavement to himself. And when the bird tried to open up to do the intercom thing, it couldn't. It choked. And he was like, it's okay. I can just read it. And the bird's like... There were so many times today Evan would say something and Tink would go and look like she was about to cry.
And Nella would just laugh.
And so many times it's like,
the sad shit is funny because we know it's fictional. Like, if this was said by a real person and it was all true, I would not be laughing at this.
yeah.
But because we know it's fictional and we're playing it up for it, it was funny.
And fucking Mela every time would say something like, lonely ass, you broke ass, you homeless ass.
She spent the first, I'll say, 2 hours of this session doing nothing but claiming her crown as the king of shit talking.
Put it this way,
on everyone, ally and enemy alike.
He almost got severely fucked up by one of his allies. # we'll get there.
No, slight spoiler. He got his mouth removed within 5 minutes of meeting the fucking principal person. Because he wouldn't stop talking shit. Like, it was that bad.
So, here's the thing. Evan reads the letter. When the owl goes to puke up the pellet, it's gargling as it does.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes out, it's covered in blood. And he's like,
dark, like, intestinal color.
Most people would be like, oh, you poor thing, you must be sick. Evan has dealt with some fucked up shit. So Evan goes, I'm so sorry. And Tink got so confused by that. She's like, why are you sorry? You didn't do anything. I was like, you'll see. So he gets done reading the letter. He picks up the pellet and he's like, ooh, I should probably be clean when I go. I'll head to the lake. I think I still have some hand soap from the truck stop. And fucking Nitro starts laughing. And they're like, what the fuck? I played up the pit of lack so hard.
I will say you did do one thing Brennan did. The reluctance to use the wand throughout the movie.
Yeah.
He only used it when it was absolutely necessary.
I'm glad I got to use that one quote, though. Yeah. That was an epic moment.
So.
Did you see Tink's face?
I don't know.
When I did the concede line, she goes.
So, what happened after it puked blood and
we jumped forward to when we all crushed and ended up in the Diagon Alley ripoff place.
Yeah, Verdict Alley with headmistress Boudica Filtrum.
Fucking Evan was cowering the whole time. He's like, he intentionally, and they didn't understand it at the time. Only me and Nitro did. Evan intentionally took a step back away from everyone, so there was no chance that they would be caught in his shadow. # we'll get there.
Yes. So she basically introduces herself to these four, tells them they're part of the pilot program to introduce magic to a wider, I guess, audience.
It's a community.
Yeah.
NAMP-born families who have children who have innate magic but never got the chance to study it.
Or at the very least, innate magical potential.
Yeah.
So essentially they're going to be the first foreign exchange students, and whether or not they succeed this year will depend on if the program is a success or not.
Yep.
So, after a lot of back and forth between her and Wit, again.
Wit immediately was trash talking this old lady.
I think she caught Evan in a slight slip.
Well, the reason they started talking is because after she magicked away Wit's mouth, Evan, she had mentioned about providing the books and the robes, and Evan very timidly was like, will that be included in a tuition price because I don't know if I can afford to go.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's free room and board. And that's when he was like a bed, like a clean bed.
Yeah,
With
she
clean sheets.
immediately,
And I
felt bad for
he
you.
started tearing up. And she was like, are you okay? And that's when she really looked closer.
Yeah, she got the weird ass bifocal things on.
And she started tensing up. And I tried to do a Brennan there. It's like, why are you looking at me like that? I didn't do anything to make you look at me like that. What did I do? I'm sorry.
But essentially, she knows what's going on with Evan, and she's intimidated. And she does not.
That's why
she's intimidating.
That's why when I was so excited that I conquered it, she did the fake smile. Because she was like, oh shit, he conquered it. He might be a threat now.
Yeah. That's a big spoiler, though.
Hashtag we'll get there.
She just spoiled a big plot twist, yo.
They don't know what I conquered.
Her visceral diarrhea.
I conquered my raging homosexuality.
And dysentery.
Chronic
dysentery.
So, after she left, she gave us some gold.
And gave you a list of items you had to get.
Yeah, wand, broom, and familiar. And then, so after she left, we all kind of introduced ourselves a little bit. After she gave him his mouth back and then she left, was when he started trash talking Evan.
Yeah. Oh my God, the amount of POW checks you had to make today.
So here's the thing. Because of something that we're about to slightly touch on, whenever something is said or done around or to Evan that could anger or upset
because of
him,
how many times it happened, I think I ended up limiting it to twice a day.
So that I wouldn't have to continuously do it.
But they were difficult rolls.
Yeah.
And the second time it got more difficult.
Yep. So because it was like back to back at first. So anytime
she just kept pushing his fucking buttons.
Anytime something was said or done to or around Evan, would upset him, anger him,
hurt his feelings,
anything like that, he had to make a POW check. And if he failed, something else happened. Someone else responded. Tink and Strive just made it home.
Cool.
So at first I was able to stay calm. Well, then I failed. And all of a sudden, Evan went from being very timid and docile and skittish to gurgly, raspy, deep voice, dark, pitch black eyes, super fucking aggressive, snapped at him and shoved him the fuck away. And then as soon as he did that, he was suddenly his normal self again, backing up, going, I'm sorry, clutching his head. And they were all like, what the fuck?
What was it about? Is this on some DID shit?
No, that was later. That was when it happened the second time.
Okay.
I can't. Oh, the second time was to the trio.
Yeah.
So that
is after the first shot.
Yeah. So after that, we went to the wand shop. Funny thing about the wand shop, you don't remember the wand shop. What happens in the wand shop stays in the wand shop.
I love that.
So
that should have been the title.
We walk in and are immediately back in the street holding boxes with no recollection of what happened between the time. So we open up the boxes. We have our wands.
Custom to each.
Yep, we're gonna do Evan last again. He was last every time because of us, because his shit was so. So Sam's. It was like silvery.
It's made of pearl.
Yeah, and then Kay's was like foresty fairy flowers style, cottage core aesthetic, very girly, not very emo at all. And that was one of the times.
The flowers were pink.
Yeah, that was one of the times Tink played that really well. She was like, "What the fuck?" Wits was just regular looking, solid black.
Sleek.
Mm-hmm. And
Athletic
then,
build.
yeah. And then Evans was a bone shaped into a wand. And he was very disturbed. And fucking Wit goes, "Hey man, that one's cooler than mine. You want to trade?"
Everyone was very happy.
Yeah, he was like, "Yes, please." So we traded, and as soon as we had each other's wands, it shaped back into ours. And I went, "Oh." And that's when we met our first upcoming school companions.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them a little bit about them real quick.
So they're essentially a ripoff of the main trio from Harry Potter.
The Golden Trio, as they're called.
Right, but the female
Ash.
is the one leading them. So instead of Hermione, it's Tallulah Gillimont. And then the redhead kid is Fergus Ponst. And then the Harry Potter stand-in is Digby Cooper. And they were polite, but a little, what's the word? Passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And a little
conceited?
No.
Condescending?
Yes, condescending.
So Wit immediately starts talking shit. The girl gets annoyed pretty quickly. Fergus spoke to... You shut up. It looks like a message icon. Do you want it?
Yeah, let me see real quick while you continue talking.
Fergus spoke to Evan. And I don't remember exactly what he said. It was one of those later on you realize it was just, banter, like conversation. But at the time, because of what Evan's been through, he took it as an insult, as an attack.
Mm-hmm.
It
was you're talking about with Digby?
I thought it was Fergus.
No.
Or then Digby. The Harry Potter ripoff.
Yeah. Fergus is the Ron ripoff.
Yeah.
But Evan's extremely self-conscious about appearing in a negative way in front of people.
There's a story behind it.
You were voicing that concern to your friends, and Digby heard it, and his response was, "Oh, don't worry, there's tons of evil wizards at the school." Like trying to kind of in his own way console you.
But the way it come out and the term evil.
Brennan took it the same way, and he fucking yelled and pointed his wand at him. And he went, "I am not an evil wizard," and made a fight check.
So, what I failed that
he
roll.
rolled over a 32.
I failed that roll. So that same thing happened, black eyes, raspy, growly voice, almost demonic, kind of.
Oh, one thing we do need to clarify before we get too in that I almost forgot about. Just in case anyone that watches is familiar with the original playthrough on Dimension 20, they use the Kids on Broom system. We are using the Call of Cthulhu system. So the mechanics are going to be different, but the story is pretty much the same. Cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted that info in the ether for reference, because when we start talking about shit like luck checks and shit and magic points, they're going to be like, wait a fucking minute.
Like Brennan and them didn't do that.
Right, they had a magic die that they rolled with their skills. What the fuck?
Now, I want to, before I continue with what happened, express that at this moment, the other three got notice stuff checks. Obviously, Wit failed. But the other two passed, and they noticed, oh, we skipped something.
What?
Right before that comment was made, I checked to see how close they were to my shadow so I could keep it from touching them, like I did earlier. And it did not look like me.
Looked a lot spookier.
You want me to get the...
Sure, if you want. Just remember, I want to get through this as quickly as possible while not forgetting anything important or just fun for the story.
Well, the reason why I brought this up is because this is where they first took that notice stuff check because they saw that, but didn't quite understand why.
And you know what's even fucking more messed up? Mela only used her familiar really once.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, you're the only person that used it at all.
Yeah. Again, Tink was all into naming hers and everything and never brought him back. At one point, she asked if he would help with a certain situation. But
she didn't ask me that.
Yeah, she did. It was about me, remember? It was about this.
Oh, yeah, but it was something that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, we had to explain there's no bond there. There's no point. But,
I don't mean like it was stupid. I was like, plot-wise, it didn't make sense. It would have made a plot hole.
Yeah. So this is what Evan's shadow was shaped like at that moment on the ground. Kay and Sam both noticed that. But before they had time to react about it was when that comment was made and Evan snapped. And when he went into that rage mode, he fucking aggressively, verbally attacked the dude. And that shadow, his shadow on the ground, was gone. It like sucked up into him. And then as soon as he was back to himself, apologizing and backing up like he did earlier, his shadow was back, but it was himself again.
All right. You keep going for a minute. I will be right back.
I think after that we went to the familiar shop, right?
Yeah. Again, save you for last, but start touching on that.
Oh, he didn't calm down on his own. They calmed him down. That was the first time he...
Yeah, that's when we first hinted at, I think, at Wit's ability.
Yeah, and Sam's.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that.
So, in order to calm him down at that moment, Sam touched him and was trying to, talk him down off the ledge, basically. And Wit went from trash talk to best pal real quick and put his arm around him. And he's like, hey, man, it's cool. It's cool. And that was the first time Evan ever had people that gave a shit about him in a way like that. So it worked. And that was incorporated by their abilities. I don't exactly remember how their abilities are titled or work, so we're going to fully explain that when Nitro comes back. But after that, they went to the familiar shop. And Evan didn't want to go in. He wanted to wait outside and let them go in because he knows how animals are around him. But they were like, no, we're a group now. And Wit dragged him inside by his shirt. So we get in, and the shopkeep is explaining how it works. You walk down the aisles until a familiar is drawn to you. And so the three of them started. Evan asked if he could just not. And he's like, does it have to be sentient? Like, can I just not do that? Because I don't want to. And he's like, I'm not going to get one. And she's like, well, everyone does, And he was like, 20 gold says I can walk by every cage in this building and not get a familiar. So she took the bet and she walked with him. I believe Kay was first. And as she was walking down, this little chipmunk comes up on her shoulder and starts talking to her Disney animal style. Hang on. Come on. Okay. Sorry. And she found out that was her familiar. And so because of that, Wit started calling her a Disney princess. And she named him Pip after the one from the movie Enchanted. Um, then we got to Wit. As he was walking down, he tripped and fell, and his gym bag fell open, and his basketball rolled out. And then when he got up and walked towards it, it started rolling back to him. Come to find out, he had a sentient basketball. That was his familiar. It was his ball, but it became sentient. And then Sam was walking and heard this little squealing and turned to see a little piglet the size of a teacup chihuahua pup running up to her. And that was her familiar, so she named her Nezu, I think. And then we jump back to Evan, who was walking with the shopkeep. And every cage they walked past, the animals would start convulsing and puking up black ichor and backing away, trying to escape from him further into their cages. So the shopkeeper owed him $20 or 20 gold, gave it to him. And he, the shopkeep lady, ooh.
I return, and this is now part mukbang.
Oh, fork yeah.
I, however, don't like eating on camera, so I'm going to step out of frame, but I'm still here to contribute.
I will chow down and kind of shit. So I touched on Evan and not Evan, fuck. Wit and Sam's thing that they did to calm Evan down, but I can't remember exactly how their abilities work. So I said we'd get to that part when you come back, and I just kept going.
Okay. Mechanically or narratively?
Both.
Okay.
Ooh, I have to wait too. That's too hot for me to bite into just yet.
So with Sam, her ability is called Power of Persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
And mechanically, basically, she gets advantage to any social checks to try to convince anyone of anything. Right?
Yeah.
To like get people to essentially be on her side. And basically the way that works.
The droids you're looking for.
Yeah, it's kind of like a you just when she's using it, no matter what she's saying, you get nothing but like positive vibes.
It's like magical induced charisma.
Yeah.
Which is why she's such a good influencer.
Mm-hmm. And then with Wit, his ability is called Team Player. And essentially, if he considers you on his team, i.e., a friend or close ally, then he can use his luck score to influence your rolls in a positive way. And once he does that, he gets advantage on his next roll. He can also use his luck score to influence enemy rolls in a negative way. But if he does that, he takes disadvantage on the next roll because it has to balance out.
So, like, story purpose wise, whereas Sam has the like magically induced charisma.
It's that tether that forms.
Yeah, and it's like
every time he uses that,
he gives a pep talk. That tether forms, and whoever he's tethered to gets a boost.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if he's using it the other way, it's like if he trash talks well enough, it pulls them down.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like draining them a little bit.
Yeah. Think of in D&D terms, it'd be the equivalent of inspiring speech versus
vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery, yeah.
See here, what I thought of for the bad portion against enemies was fucking Family Guy when Peter got the back thing and he was too tall. When he asked Lois to knock him down to size, she fucking, you don't do anything for your family. I
haven't had an orgasm in 15 years.
He ends up like this big. So, talked about
He
Pip.
looked like Chip.
I talked about Pip.
Okay.
Talked about the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about Piglet.
Okay.
Now I was just telling them what happened in the cages. And when the shopkeeper gave me the 20 gold. And we're at the spectacles. She had the same ones as the one lady.
Now, this was like one of 3 times where Pip ever came up.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first, last, and only time the pig came up.
So what did the lady say about why he couldn't get a familiar? Why animals didn't like him?
Because of the shadow. But the shadow is your familiar. You had a familiar already.
Right. So essentially, she's like, you can't get one because you have one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
And because of the aura, for lack of a better word, that it gives off, most living creatures are naturally inclined to try to avoid it because they sense danger.
and so he tells her, he's like,
It's like when your hairs stand on end.
well, at first, when she was like, you already have one, he goes, I don't have a furry friend. I've never had a furry friend. Furry friends don't like me. And that's when she explained about that. And he goes, so I'm not just bad? I'm not crazy? My demon's real? And as soon as he said that, Sam goes, wait, you're what? I think that was the first time I was like, so it wasn't my fault when people got killed themselves because of me? And Sam goes, wait, what?
Great.
Sam kept trying to get info, like freaking out like that while me and this lady were talking about it. And so she said it was called the Shadow. She said it was this ancient entity that latches itself onto a host. And it needs to feed. And we were like, well, what does it eat?
She said it had recently fed.
Yeah, we were like, well, what does it eat? And that's what she said, it eats people. And they were like, you eat people? I'm like, no, I didn't do anything, I swear. I mean, I black out sometimes, but I didn't do anything.
If you got to think about how this thing works, if it allowed its host to be aware of its feeding cycle, the host would probably do everything in their power to stop it from feeding.
Including, if desperate enough. So Tink was actually, Kay was the one to be like, is there anything we can do to get rid of that?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you would need a super powerful exorcist to do a super specific ritual. Yeah. Evan's mind at this point doesn't even think that's an option. He's had this thing as long as he can remember.
Yeah, and it never got brought up again.
Yeah. Because, and I explained that to you,
Mm-hmm.
in his mind, he's had it as long as he can remember. It is so...
And now you have 3 new friends who are more than happy to look past it.
Yeah, and it has overtaken his life so much. And the few times he's gotten to see movies that feature exorcisms through people's windows, 9 times out of 10, the person who's having the exorcism done to them didn't survive. And for the first time, he's got people who are calling him friend. He doesn't want to risk dying now that he's finally getting to understand what being a person is like.
Yeah.
So instead, he decides...
being a kid.
Yeah. So instead, he decides that he's going to focus his energy on learning about it so he can overcome it and control it rather than letting it control him.
That worked out for you in the long run, too.
Mm-hmm. After that, we went and got our brooms. And for that, Nitro just let us all look up a broom we wanted and show it to him. So that's what we did. Moving on from that, we jumped to the train ride.
Yep.
And that was mostly just some banter.
You got something to eat, and then you got on the train.
And that was mostly just some banter between us. Mm-hmm. And then we got to the school.
A good portion of this was just you guys talking amongst yourself,
as teenagers.
which is what I was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple times I had to kind of poke and prod to get it going.
When we got to the school, donned in our robes and shit, we
Well, tell them about the roads.
Oh, so the robes that the one kids were wearing were black with red trim.
Mm-hmm.
The ones we got initially that we had to put on before arriving to the school were black with solid white trim.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got to the sorting ceremony, instead of splitting us up, they sorted us all together. And we got put into what is basically the catch-all house.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hufflepuff house, but essentially anyone who doesn't fit bravery, ambition, intelligence, or loyalty just gets stuck with the loyalty kids.
How would loyalty not fit into loyalty?
I'm saying if that's not autumn, you know what
Loyalty
I mean.
is the main trait of Chimeron. Essentially, not in the words how they describe it during the ceremony, but if you break it down, because the platform broke it down, it's essentially hero, evil, smart, losers.
We got stuck with the losers. Our mascot was a goat, hence the title of this video. Their motto in that house is, you mess with the goat, you get the horns.
They're pretty cool at Goat House just because you got to say that.
So we got sorted. We all sat down for the welcome feast, basically. And we were approached by a few people.
Mm-hmm.
First, we were approached by the twins from our house.
That was not at all how I expected.
I'm letting you take this part over.
So, did we mention that Wit spent a lot of the beginning of this being an absolute prick?
Real quick. When we got sorted, the white trim changed to yellow. Mm-hmm. Mustard yellow. Because that's the house color.
So, these two kids from their house, they're trying to, be friendly.
They're blonde twins.
Come up and immediately compliment Wit's shoes. And he immediately responds by roasting the ever-living fuck out of them to the point where I was like, the fuck? And I had no other idea of anything they would do other than cry and run away.
So they took
and
off.
They were supposed to give them a lot of good exposition. And trust me, I did not hide that fact from Mela as they ran away. I was like, there goes that scene.
And you're just like, wait, what?
I think almost everyone at the table was like, you really got to learn how to distinguish friendly NPCs from hostile NPCs.
After that, she looked at me and Kay and she was like, okay, you two are in charge of making sure I don't go overboard from now on. We were like, we tried. And she goes, well, I'll listen from now on.
It got fixed. Eventually. Everything
Sam
goes back eventually.
Sam went to go apologize to them.
And that's when she found out something about them.
Yeah, you do that part because
it's just one little fact.
Oh, is it the Scuppers?
Yes.
They're in charge of the Scuppers team for that house.
They're co-captains.
And they flat out said he is not getting on the team. He's not welcome.
They approached him because the rumor is that he was an athlete and they were going to recruit him. And then the way he talked to him, they're like, no, fuck that guy.
He had to fix that later. So then...
Yum.
Who approached the table after that? Someone approached Evan.
Cleo, I think. No, Lemley. Approached Evan. Oh, no, it was Axelby. Axelby Killerin.
I want to preface this guy joining as This is the Draco character. And then the first time I played this as Kay, I tried to date him. And he just was not interested at all.
And she was very upset.
Let's remember that. Now, what was the first thing he said?
Well, I think he approached after Evan did something to Tallulah.
That's right, because I looked up and saw Tallulah laughing at the twins, who I felt bad for at the time, because I'd always been talked down to, which pissed me off.
Even though it was her friend that made them cry.
I think that was the first time I elected to fail for that.
Uh-huh.
We always tend to forget in these games that we have the option to just elect to fail a roll.
Like, instead of rolling, you can be like, no, I fail. But if you do that, you do have to deal with the consequences of a failure.
And because I knew what the consequences were, there was a few times I wanted to fail.
Now, you can't elect to succeed most times. But, yeah, if you don't feel like rolling, you could be like, oh, I fail.
So, I flat out, I looked at him, I was like, I like to fail that check. I want to fail. And he goes, what do you do? So,
no, I said, what does
it do? So, what they saw was Evan suddenly go stiff, glaring with black eyes across the room to another table, and they followed to see Tallulah. And what the shadow did was it used her shadow, or the shadows of the food bowls, and basically used them to bitch slap her so hard she hit the ground and busted her lip.
I do like how you portrayed the shadow as more of a bestial presence. I liked that.
Well, I based it off of the imagery to try and give it more of a suspenseful thing.
Yeah. So her face gets busted open. Axelby sees this, clocks how it happened.
Evan snaps back to reality.
And then he comes over and he's like, yo, did you just do that without a wand?
And Evan's like...
That's like something that doesn't happen often. It's impressive.
And to Evan...
Especially to a kid in Acrobus, which is their version of Slytherin.
Evan hasn't started researching anything about this yet. So at this point, when that happens, it's still like a mini blackout, like a zone out for him.
Right.
So he flat out, I didn't do anything. I just zoned out for a minute. And Tink was like, yeah, you did. Or Kay was like, yes, you did, Evan. I was like, didn't do anything. And that's when Axelby said something that, he said I would have done good in his house. And before I could respond, it was originally Sam, but we had to retcon, so Kay said something to him. And he tried to flirt with her. Knowing what I know now, I think that was just portrayal. But he tried to flirt with her, and Wit immediately...
He was a lot better flirting with someone else later than he was flirting with Kay. He seemed a lot more natural flirting with that someone else, too.
So, tries to flirt with her, and Wit immediately jumps in. And he's like, you ain't worthy of her.
What did Axe say to that?
Fuck off.
He's like, are you two together? He's like, no. Then piss off.
Which pissed off Evan, because that was, as of right now, his very first real friend.
He's like, that sounds misogynistic, you motherfucker.
So
Evan is surprisingly woke for a traumatized teenager with ties to eldritch entities. He's surprisingly woke.
So he pisses off and zones out. Gets pissed off and zones out again. And the shadow makes a tentacle of black shadow and knocks Axelwood the fuck back.
Axelwood?
Axel
Axel B.
Axel B. I called him Axel for short through 90%
You can
of
still
it.
do that.
Knock
But
Axel
it's not
the fuck-
Axel Wood.
Knock Axel the fuck back about the time Sam got back over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Lemley come over. Or she said,
that you guys need to get at before Filtrum finds out who did that. And she like snuck you guys up to the common room.
and we ate there because we didn't get to eat dinner at the.
How about that table though?
Talk about that while I finish this.
Oh, I can't. I'm smoking.
That makes no sense.
You're talking right now.
It's impolite to talk with your mouth full.
Look, motherfucker, you're still doing it. So it's impolite to talk with your mouth full to do a show, but not to argue with me for asking you to help do the show.
Yes. Essentially.
Y'all see what I gotta fucking deal with?
Every time. Essentially, the way this table works, if you use your wand and you write something on it, after about a minute or so, depending on what you write, it appears on the table.
A food order.
Yeah, food or beverage.
And the more basic and widespread the dish, the easier it is for it to be prepared.
Don't ask for chicken on the beach.
Or McRibs.
Or a big ass chocolate cake.
Always ask for a big ass chocolate cake. That was a pretty good running gag. That one come up a couple of times. I liked it. That was a good callback toward the end. So yeah, once they found out about this table, it's like it's connected to a magic kitchen that just kind of summons food. It's how they fill the banquet hall and shit. And Whit asked for a big ass chocolate cake. And so it gave him a chocolate cake in the shape of a big ass. Not a donkey, like a fucking honky tonk badonkadonk. And he ate it booty hole first. He ate that booty like groceries. And that was his dinner. He didn't touch any of the real food. He just ate the ass cake.
Evan had 2 big ass fucking meals and some of the cake.
Because Evan hadn't eaten in like 3 days.
So I want to point out, Evan refused to do the writing for a hot while. He wouldn't use his wand. He was scared of what his magic would be like because of the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep from hurting anyone, he was scared and didn't use his magic until he had to. Did she tell us anything important there? I can't remember.
Who?
Lemley.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. She taught you how to use the table. Offered to be your friend.
Oh, Evan's like, started tearing up. She's like, did I do something wrong? And they're like, he gets like this. I'm like, I've never had friends and now I have 5 in one day. It's very emotional.
We're the Power Rangers, man.
Dude, every time Evan got like that, Tink almost cried.
All right, so I think that's the last important thing before we started classes the next day, right?
Aside from meeting Mr. Boodle the next morning and finding out there's no toilet.
Yeah, going to that. Dr. Boodle.
We met our head of house the next morning, Dr. Boodle. And we found out the school has no bathrooms. They don't even know what they are. They shit in a corner and magic it away.
Mm-hmm.
So to test the theory of the magical cleaning spell, what did Whit do?
I loved that.
What did Whit do?
Left a full shit snail trail going up the wall to the ceiling. And then, poof. Fun fact, do you want to know how that spell works? Remember when I was like, there's something I want to tell you, but I have to wait for you to ask? No one asks. Brennan brought up the question when they played, which made me think, oh, I'm going to need an answer to this.
Tell me he didn't ask where it goes.
He did.
Where does it go?
He said, is it destroying it or is it sending it somewhere? Do you want to know the answer? It is sending it somewhere. You ever be taking a shit, like in real life? You ever be taking a shit and you finish and you wipe and you go to stand up and suddenly for some reason you just have to shit again? That's because a wizard just magicked away their poop.
They send it to some poor unsuspecting nymph?
Yes!
Fuck you guys! That's happened to me way too many times.
Same! They've been doing it for generations.
I love that touch. Now I have something else to say to JK whenever fucking Evan finds her.
What do we think of that reveal, y'all? Holy shit, we got like 3 people in here. Y'all get in the chat,
2.
please. It says 4 right there. Now
It says
it's
3 here.
Now it does. Sound off in the fucking chat. Let me know who's in here.
Oh. Bringing you 2 along on a Starbucks run. Heck yeah!
Fucking A, homie.
Get some for me.
I'm more of a Dunkin' guy, but it's because I'm cheap and I don't think Starbucks is as sweet.
Give me some while you're there, man. Drink some for me.
Okay, so where were we?
We just got done doing the toilet thing, so we were going to our first class.
Which was
Potions.
And that I think that one had my favorite teacher.
Why don't you tell them, while I heat up my coffee, why don't you tell them how Whit met the potions master?
By raping it with his face.
Explain.
And we're not sponsored, so I can say that. So they go into the classroom, they don't see a teacher, kids are already filed in, they take a spot up by the front of the class, and in the front of the class where a teacher would normally be is just a big black cauldron.
Bubbling.
And so instead of examining the cauldron like a normal person, Whit decides to stick his whole fucking head into the opening, which the cauldron takes as a sexual advance and continuously calls him a pervert because he continuously keeps doing it.
He did it like 3 times before he realized the cauldron was talking to him. He was trying to figure out where the voice was coming from, and then he'd do it again.
So, the reveal there being that the professor of potions is a sentient cauldron.
I'm just going to go on record. I did a good job at forgetting a lot of this shit because there was a couple of times you'd mention something and I'd be like, oh, that's right. But I wouldn't say nothing. But there was quite a few times you'd say something and I'd be like, I forgot about that. I don't remember what happens.
Let me know when they come up.
That was one of them.
Yeah, the cauldron.
I remembered the toilet thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was something.
You remembered the Muggle versus Snap thing.
Yeah.
What about the wands?
I remembered Kay's. I did not remember Evan's.
Well, I meant like the store.
No, I didn't remember the memory thing. At all.
How about the familiar store?
No. Like, yes and no. I vaguely remember getting Theodore there, but I didn't remember the rest of it, if that makes sense.
Hey, it's good. That helps you play it more authentically.
Exactly.
So, where were we?
Get back on track.
No, we're off track. We need to get back on.
I said, let's get back on track.
Well, you didn't answer my question then.
Potions.
Potions class. Cauldron that talks. So, essentially, for the first class, they're tasked with brewing a minor healing potion.
Here you go, JPC. We're having some coffee with you.
Fuck yeah, we are, but it's too hot for me to take a sip just yet.
Mine's not because I use creamer.
I don't unless it's iced coffee. So, I believe Lemley come over and like gave you guys advice on getting your ingredients.
Yeah,
and shit.
which I misheard the first time, and you had to re-explain
Mhm.
it.
But we don't have to go into that. 'cause it's not canon anymore.
Yeah, the simple fact is we had to brew a potion. We successfully did so. We each got to keep a vial of it.
Mm-hmm. And it never got used, so you still have it.
That-
You still have both your potions.
I wonder if Evan can get away with keeping those all that time. Or maybe getting better at potions.
Possibly.
Alright, so
they succeed. The Gryffindor wannabe trio is severely struggling. Which kind of I think made you guys feel good.
yeah. Fucking
By the
bitch
way,
face had a busted swollen lip in class.
did we mention Lemley's whole deal? Like what happens when she laughs and what her wand looks like?
When she laughs, it's kind of like she's underwater.
Yeah.
And her wand is made of water. She's a mermaid. I meant to ask why she has legs and not a fin.
You've seen Splash. You've seen H2O.
I almost made an H2O reference. When we met Cleo, I almost went, oh no, Cleo!
Oh, by the way, her full name is Cleopatra St. Apolly.
And yet, when I explained Harry Potter to Lindley, and I said Draco Malfoy, or no, I was explaining it to Axel.
Yeah.
And I said Draco. He goes, that's a weird name.
Stupid name. So, you guys are basically, once the potion's done and the professor has
we moved
verified,
along to the next class.
They're given permission to leave class early. That way they have extra time to like stop between classes if they need to like swap out supplies or whatever. They have time to just chill in the hallway and talk before the next class.
We just went ahead and cut to the next class.
They have time to take a shit in the hallway between
Magic
classes.
it away.
You know, all that shit.
Next class was we dueled.
Yeah, it was applied evocation.
And we were doing dueling. That was the one.
You remember when I told you the classes that we were going to focus on was all going to be shit that came up in the finale? And the three things you did, potions, and then dueling, and then flying. Which
Evan didn't learn the flying, but what he did go do helped out a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when we got to the door for applied evocation, we heard screaming. And when Sam and Kay opened the door, there was a Scorpion House kid on fire. It's like suspended in fire, and his buddies were laughing, and he was screaming. Instinct, Kay tries to put him out. You know, we're the nice guy house. We want to help, right? Well, the water she was spraying from a wand just wasn't cutting it. So I looked at Nitro, and I was like, question. He's like, what's up? I was like, my aura, my shadow thing. So you said that's not just black, it's negative.
It absorbs light.
I was like, so it snuffs out all light. He goes, yes. I said, that include fire? And he goes, yes. So I looked at them and
the last time you did something like that, all the torches in the room went out, so it only made sense.
So what I did, I looked at them and I was like, Wit, trash talker, you're going to piss me off.
On purpose.
And then I looked at Sam, I said, once the fire's out, you're going to calm me down. So I went over and stood by the fire, and I let the shadow take full control.
Not full.
Mostly.
The first time you gave it full control, y'all had a hard time getting Evan back.
That was...
on the field first game.
No. This was the first time. That was the second time after a month of him studying it.
No.
Yes.
It did not have full control during the scene. I'm telling you that. Otherwise, Evan would not have been able to snap back as quickly as he did.
He didn't snap back quick. It
lot
took
quicker
both
than-
of them helping.
Yeah, and it was over in like 30 seconds.
I guess it feels longer because of how long it takes at the table.
Mm-hmm.
But I know at the one that happened from the game was when he conquered.
Like, if you think about it, Whit did one thing and said something. Sam did one thing and said something. Kay didn't even do nothing, just said something, and then Evan was back. That's not how it played out after the incident on the field. That's
right. So I did that the first time it actually controlled. Now I feel even prouder. Okay, so he lets it take most control, not all.
I'll say about half.
He turns into this, is engulfed by this, red eyes and all. And the flames are immediately out. The torches in the room are out.
Like, at this point, Evan's holding just enough control on this thing to keep it from killing.
Yeah, because the first thing...
and even that was difficult.
Yeah, because the first thing its attention was drawn to was the kid that dropped when the fire went out, because it was about to eat the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Until Sam stepped in between them.
And used her persuasion ability.
Here's the thing I eventually had to explain to them. They kept talking to the shadow instead of Evan.
I love how even after you explain this, Mela kept doing it.
She goes, okay, hey, Shadow. And we were like, honey, wait. But no, they were like trying to convince the Shadow to let me come back.
Except for Whit. Whit was just a real big fan of human sacrifice.
The second time, not the first time.
No, both times. That was a thing that was a reoccurring thing.
Was it? I didn't catch it the first time then.
Mm-hmm. That was his very first option on what we could do.
But they were talking to the Shadow instead of Evan. The reason why I was able to have Evan use that, though, was because they used the word our friend.
Yeah.
And that was the first time he'd ever been called a friend by anybody, so it meant something to him. So I was able to use that.
However, the person who was intended to be the sacrifice was changed each time.
Yeah.
First time it was Tallulah, then after that it was the other lady.
Yeah, the first time was the game. Because it was Tallulah. Because it was after Tallulah tried to do the one thing to it. That's what I was saying a minute ago.
Because I'm pretty sure at that point she knew there was something up with the other person.
Tallulah wasn't even in that class, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is y'all had a problem with that bitch just from your interaction in the alley.
Here, we'll do this. Mela, when you watch this,
get in the comments.
Who was the first person you offered to sacrifice and when?
Put it in the comments. Let's move on.
So
we'll get that figured out
Evan,
later.
Comes back out with...
It's not super important.
Evan comes out crying because that was so difficult for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also so emotional for being called friend for the first time. Whit, and I got to give Mela props for this. This was a hella awesome Whit moment.
Mm-hmm.
Whit wraps his arms around Evan, rubbing his back, going, it's okay, man, we got you, and just letting Evan cry it out. This was when Sam misunderstood something. Because one of the Scorpion House kids sitting next to Axel called out to Evan, saying, Dark One, you saved us.
Mm-hmm.
Or you saved us, Dark One.
Yeah, because putting the fire thing out.
Sam thought he said